Welcome back to another edition of the Rave Story TV. And this one today has got my mind boggling. I have got the Godfather of grime music, DJ Slimzee, in the hot seat. And some of you older people will be going, Slimzee, Godfather of grime, on the Rave Story TV? Listen, this man's history through pirate radio, bleeps and bass, hardcore, jungle, through to garage, through to being called the Godfather of grime is fascinating on many levels to me. One, how young he started in pirate radio to get to where he got to. Two, because both me and him cut our teeth in the same areas, in the same record shops, around the same people, but just in a slightly different moment of time. This is going to be a conversation and a half because we're both fascinated by pirate radio, old school rave, jungle, British culture, because this man's involvement in an amazing British culture youth movement fascinates me in the same way that the rave scene fascinates me. Slimzee, welcome, mate. I'm so happy that look at my face, like so happy to be talking with you. Your love for the rave music and how it led you to where you are is fascinating.
It's been a long journey.
Yeah,
but yeah,
a very, very long journey.
Yeah. It seems like that, not, you know what I mean, but it's been long. Yeah.
It seems, yeah.
Well, but yeah.
Do you know what the mad thing is, Slim? Right, and this is what I want to touch on with this as we get into this podcast, is the period of like '88 acid house, warehouse parties around the East End, where you're from, through to '98, and you and your crews becoming huge. Yeah. That 10 years seems like 100 years compared to when you think of 10 years ago. But what I really want to highlight in this chat, because that's what it is, it's a passionate chat between two passionate geezers. I want to highlight like how much music changed in that 10 years to get you to where you got to, and all the musics we see. So where did your love and passion start with the old school rave scene?
Well, I mean, I was young, listening to like Michael Jackson, and when I was younger, you know, just drums, I could hear New Order, stuff like that, 80s stuff. So I was in for it from early, really. Yeah. And then I could hear like, you know, the Rolands. I didn't, you know, they was playing Rolands, like the keyboards and like in some of the stuff. And I liked that, you know what I mean? I was like, and then, you know, it was getting a bit later. Yeah. Like 88, then 89, I could hear sort of stuff, Tape Packs, Rave Generator, Chaos Theory. Yeah. Because I was young, so I was actually listening to that and it was like, you know, Sesame Street and all them tunes. But when you're young, you just buy it because you watch it. Yeah. But it was quite good in a way, and even Prodigy, stuff like that. Yeah, so you know,
do you think you was like, because like you mentioned New Order, which is like a really electronic, hypnotic style.
I like that sort of stuff.
Yes, then when you heard the rave stuff in that point.
Yeah, it was a bit like, you know, electro and similar sort of stuff, like, and then I could hear it, like, in it.
How old were you in like 89, 90?
I'm 46 now, but I mean, I don't even know what. How old is I? I mean...
Right, so 46 now, 1989, 36 years ago. So you'd have been, hang on.
Might have been
even I've lost. I mean, you'd have been 10.
Oh, 10.
10, 11.
Yeah.
We're obviously not very good at maths. We're good at music. We're good at music, but maths. Good at music, not maths. So 88, 89, was you like in tune to Centreforce or Sunrise? Because you're from over, where are you from, over Roman
East London, Roman Road.
Yeah. Was you checking out the Pirates at them times?
Yeah. I lived, you know, like Deffitt Court, you know, Roman Road. I could hear like people playing it at the tall blocks. I was just playing football and out on the grass sort of thing. Yeah. Slap ball, like just tennis, running up and down, not down ginger sort of thing. Yeah. Just playing that games, and I could just hear stuff here and there. Like I remember walking down Roman Road, and it was like acid signs like that sprayed up, and I was like, right, like, what's that? Like, you know, getting into it. Yeah. And so just on the wall and stuff, and I could hear that coming out stuff, and like, you know, I could hear it, but it was creeping in. Yeah. Even like I was like, then there was a record shop called Roman Discs on Roman Road, and I went in there, and I was scared to go in there because I'm young. I was going to like didn't know what was what. I was a bit scared. So instead of me listening to the tune at first, I just started buying them without listening to it. You know what I mean? So I didn't know what. Some of them was ragga, some of them was like hardcore, but I didn't know what, because they didn't have a big selection.
Right.
They had Shine On, a Shine Eye, sorry, by Shut Up and Dance.
Yeah, Ragga Twins and Junior Reid.
Yeah, so I was buying tunes like that, and even other stuff like, I can remember it, Skin Teeth. I see some other tunes, I don't know, and then Prodigy had the Fire before that, and then, God, you know, Raving and Raving, I wanted that as well.
Yeah.
It was a white label, I didn't know what happened about that. I just wanted it, so I was buying it.
Yeah.
And it's like that, Terminator as well.
All that era. So 88, 89, when you're like 9, 10, you're kind of aware of the people screaming out acid and all that. But
I could hear it, Yes. So I was wondering what was, you know, I remember the clothes you could wear, and then it had like 3 men on the thing. Like, do you remember them clothes?
I do remember them,
So they were the days. You know what I mean? Like, I'm walking down there, I could hear, they had a speaker outside the shop, so you could hear it really loud.
Yeah, and then you started walking past the shop. So when you're hearing them Shut Up and Dance tunes. Yeah. So the first, hang on, I'm just trying to do my history here.
Yeah.
So you're hearing the word acid, you're seeing smiley faces around East London on things. Because I remember that time, if they were promoting raves or they would be around, and then in like 1991, 92, walking past the local record shop, you're hearing and then starting to buy your first lot.
That's what I mean. It was like but when you hear it, you just, you know, I remember like behind where I live now, where I used to live, down Roman Road, Deffitt Court, there was 3 brown blocks there. I used to live in one of them when I was born, really, when I was on the 18th floor of Wilmer House. So I lived there. My mum, you know, that was their house, and we moved downstairs like later.
Did you have a sense, right, Slim? Did you have a sense, like, because you've mentioned to me like Lamborghini when we've spoke on the phone, like how much you love like that kind of beatsy and bassy stuff.
It's like reggae, but well, you know, like the dubby stuff is like the dubstep. Like I could hear like all them snares and, you know what I mean. So I could hear it. Do you know what I mean? And it was I started buying them. Yeah. There's a lot on that label, isn't it? Like,
Shut Up and Dance was wicked. Did you realise, right, that where you were from at that age, that so many people were from within a mile radius from you?
I didn't really know. So I'm just buying them. I don't know where they're from, and then what was making them. Because I remember to see even Gem 77, like, or whatever it is, Gem, the silver one.
Never felt this way.
Never felt this way. And even the Gem, I was buying all them and Lock Up, them tunes, Shine On.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and I just go Porter Music. There's so many. Yeah, I started going there. It's IB for records as well.
Yeah.
You know, Boogie Beat.
Yeah. Boogie, what a label.
Right.
Boogie
and
Beat.
The Kinetic EP. Yes, that one. Yeah, right. I mean, I personally it was quite good anyway. And, you know, when you're younger, you like that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they were absolute anthems. Being from that era, right, and the historic nature of, like, the 88, 89 rave scene, and then sort of, like, the interjection of breakbeat, more hardcore rave stuff. Obviously, you was proper young, right? You was proper young in that period. Was you aware of, like, the East London warehouse scene, the rave scene, the various clubs? Of like the whether it was Four Aces happening, whether it was Wax Club happening, Telepathies. Was you aware of them? Was you aware of what was going on?
Just as I got into, like, you know, 91 too, the end of 92, the end of 91, pirate radio, I was listening to all the stations, and I could hear the adverts as well. At the end of the set it was, and I could hear, you know, Telepathies, you said, like, you know, Desire, you know, Well Dance, and it was the one in Ely, you know, Eclipse. So I heard that, and I was thinking, what's this? I just want to get down there. But I was only young. Do you know what I mean?
91. You would have been.
My dad was like, no, don't get involved. No. No. You don't want, you know, because you hear bad things about things, raves or whatever, whereas, you know, it doesn't. But yeah, so, you know, there's loads of other ones. I'm trying to think of the, I had all the ones, I used to collect them. You know,
all the flyers and all that.
God, there's some ones I forgot about. But yeah, I used to collect them and stuff like that.
Yeah, because so many youngsters were like capturing the music, like Pete Cannon, who come up here, and Aries, who come up here, who are slightly younger than me, They all discovered this either through pirate radio or a compilation or a more commercialised compilation. Then they go into the record
that's
shops.
What happened. When I buy them out of Woolworths, the Rave Generators, Chaos Theory little tapes, like, I can't remember, it's a $6.99.
Right.
So it was like it had all the commercial tunes, but then it had some other little darker tunes. But I mean, yeah. So I was buying that, I could hear them, and I was buying them, and then it got like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like listening to underground music.
Yeah. Listen, it was.
Once you're in it. You just don't realise at the time.
Yeah.
Like, you can hear some stuff, even alternate, and there was loads of tunes on these little tape packs.
Yeah, it was a real rite of passage for so many people between the ages of, say, 45 and 50. The people who had come, because like everyone, like in that. So it didn't matter whether
even KOF, remember that?
Oh, KOF was unbelievable.
So I'm buying that as well, like House of Pain. I'm mixed up, like buying all tunes, and then mate, you know.
So you were fascinated, and how was you getting your money to buy records between like 10, 11,
my
12?
dad was working. We didn't have no money really, but I mean, they used to give me money every weekend. My nan would give me £10 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I used to wait all week just to get the records. Then was like a bit cheaper, like $2.49 sometimes. I remember going down there and I thought I could get 4 here. I go, Johnny L, Hurt You So. Like, do you remember that? You know, I bought that. Just amount of tunes I was buying, like just personal. Just used to buy them, collect them. I didn't even have decks, did I? So I got a Sanyo, like little hi-fi. I just used to play it, and
Brilliant. Because round where you was, there was Roman Disc you're talking about.
Yeah, so
there was Pull for Music where I worked.
I didn't know that was there at first.
There was Total Music. I think Total
I know
Music
Total.
came a little bit later, didn't it?
I think it was 93.
93.
Yeah.
Did you ever go in Wired for Sound?
I did go there. Brian used to work there.
Yeah, Wired for Sound. It was such a hub around there.
When you don't realise it ain't really far, but when you were younger, you go a mile away, you think it's miles away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it really ain't far. And then even Total Music, that's a legendary shop as well.
Yeah, Total Music it was such a unique shop. Shelley DJ Sky worked in there.
Yep.
Spice.
And Jason, he was the first one upstairs, and then Jazzy was there, and then there was... Jazzy,
Listen, Slim, right? Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Well, Brocky was up there at one point, but listen to me.
Yeah, that was a bit later.
Right? If you watch the Joe Labyrinth podcast...
Yeah, good.
So Jazzy A... God rest his soul, he's passed away now, Jazzy, right?
Yeah.
But in mine and Joe Labyrinth's podcast from a few weeks ago on here, we talk about going to Jazzy's flat.
Right.
And we used to have mad after parties at Jazzy's in like 1991 times, that would go on for 3 or 4 days. And I forgot Jazzy worked in Total Music.
He was there for a while, wasn't he? Because when Jason, I think he worked in the week, Jazzy, or sometimes. But then I used to see him, you know, he had like little curly hair then, didn't he? Or then he went,
yeah.
So I can remember it. All the stuff, like, it was all fluorescence and all the light. That was actually scary at first when I was young, going in there for the first time.
Yeah, because they made it sort of very...
It was good though, but when you're young, you don't know what's going on up there, do you?
Because record shops as it is are really kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
Even for someone in their late teens, 20s, because like people go in record shops, they're like, oh, yeah, he won't give me the best stuff. He keeps it all under the counter.
Yeah.
Or, oh, it's really clicky in that record shop. That's how people used to think back in the days.
Yeah.
So if you're 11 or 12 because like Pull for Music was like a dusty old record shop, but when Total Music come along, they made it like a club vibe.
Right.
It felt like a club.
That was really good. I mean, that is quite a good idea, to tell you. But even Lucky Spin was like that, but a couple of years later.
Yeah.
Remember Lucky Spin on Holloway Road?
Yeah, so I can imagine you being 12.
Yeah.
Inquisitive about the music, and like going into Total Music and being, go on, tell me.
I used to go there on my school lunch break with, Wiley, Wiley.
Yeah.
So I used to go there from Bow Boys, because he's a year younger than me. So we used to go there all the way from Bow to Bethnal Green. It would take ages on a number 8 bus.
Right.
Go up there. We was up there for about 10, 20 minutes buying tunes. Going back was well late for school.
So you check that, right? So you and Wiley in 92, 93, when you was like 13, 12, 13, are going to a record shop to check out the hardcore rave breakbeat scene.
Yeah. You know, his dad already had tunes like up there, like before. Do you know what I mean? Because I was buying tunes, we was buying tunes, but then I went to go up there. His dad had a studio there. He had some sharpened dances, and there was. I'm trying to think of some. So his dad was into music anyway. So when we met up, because you know what I mean, I was there just around the corner, and when we met, he was introduced to music, and I had a bit of music. He was by MC anyway for a little while, and then it was just
so
like
when you're that age, right, and like you've just sort of like just thrown out there like it's nothing. Me and Wiley used to leave school on our lunch, go and buy what would have been hardcore music at such a young age. Did either of you have a concept of becoming a DJ or an MC? You just
no, I wanted to be a DJ really, just to play tunes. Yeah. And you know, he was a year younger, but I mean, we just loved it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like everyone liked the music, but there was no one. I mean, when I started getting the decks at first, and that's when it's, you know, I done a rave with a school. Low boy school. I took my decks there a little bit later, or might have been the year after, when Sweet Harmony and all that was that. So I remember doing a sleep out in the school for Bernardo's, and I could hear. I took the Walkman, Sweet Harmony. I was listening to it all night. Do you know what I mean? And even the other one, he's on XL Recordings. I used to work at Pulsar Music.
Well, so Eamon, Eamon Liquid, he's one of my best friends on this planet, one of my closest people, right? Forever and ever and ever. Yeah. And we started both in Pulls together. Right. And I remember him playing that down the phone to me. Yeah. And actually, do you know Model, who was on Eruption FM? Do you remember that name?
Maybe.
He did that stuff again, like just some like local knowledge from where you're from at that point in time. So Model was someone who used to come in Paul's. Yeah. I think he lived like a little bit up the road from the shop, funny enough. He met Eamon and then they made Sweet Harmony. So even more stuff from your manor when you was like really, really young.
I just loved, that was a tune anyway. I know it wasn't commercial, but before it was commercial, it was like underground anyway, weren't it? So that was a tune.
It was
I'm in school listening, in the playground sleeping. Yeah. Like why they're just all the all our class was sleeping to raise money. I had my little Walkman all night long, and
being hit because music. Listen, when you're musically inclined, and like the thing that fascinates me about doing this podcast with all the characters that come up, whether it's you, whether it's Shabba D, whether it's Paula B from Brian G, whether it's me sharing my experiences with you all, Aries up in Birmingham, everyone started their journeys when they were like 10, 11, 12, whether it was like the reggae, people like being box boys in the blues and reggae scene, whether it was some of us starting in record shops or pirate radio, like it was meant to be. I always feel like for us people, it was absolutely meant to be. When did you get your first set of decks?
Well, first, I had a Sanyo. Yeah. And then I sort of wanted to get a bit further. So I bought one deck from Argos, I think it was. It was just a Memrex deck. Right. You know, and he didn't have no picture on, I think. And then so I was trying to put that with a Sanyo one, but, you know, it had no mixer, so I didn't know. I had to get someone around, but then it wasn't. Then I had to get sort of, you know, NRG, remember I Need Your Loving. So they were the days. So then I had one deck, a Membrex deck. Then I got was it Soundlab? Yeah, Soundlab. Right. It was a belt drive. But there was Techniques Directs, but the first one, do you remember them?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I ain't seen them for years, but I wanted that. But then 1210s was come out a bit later. But it was the same time. But I got a Soundlab basically, and I was using one deck with a Membrex deck.
Right, how did you save up for them?
I just had to just get it, like, just buy it, right? You know, it's quite, I can't remember how much that Memrex deck was. But, you know, 60 quid. Yeah. That was it. Sound might have been about 100 and something, but I was young in it. So. Yeah, wicked days they was.
Yeah, good old days. Yeah. Are you one of them people who's fascinated by equipment and?
Well, at first I didn't really know. Yeah. Like, I did have a nice little set, like, but I mean, I bought a realistic mixer with no crossfader.
Remember them? We're from Tandy.
Tandy's, Stratford. Yeah. Yeah, so I bought that. I think it was like 59 or 69 quid. Like, and then I didn't understand about phono leads. I don't know. I'm thinking, it's like, but the first mix I ever bought was a video mixer back then. So I bought the wrong one. And I was plugging it in, just trying to put in so it was a video recording one, like for like films and that.
Right.
It was out of Argos, but then I realised I got something there, got the mixer, the realistic one.
Yeah. I had a realistic mixer, and
green one.
I was like, it had like few channels.
Yeah, but no crossfader. Yeah, and you had the little cuts with like that. You had to see that when you used to do that, but then you had to do that with your finger.
Yeah, and I my first set of decks were like belt drives they were just hi-fi decks, belt drives with no pitch on them, and I did not have a clue. I was about 12. I'd saved up for them. They were like 30 quid each or something, but they, in my mind. They just look cool.
Yeah.
They just look cool. Turntables just looked cool.
Yeah, they, just to have, just a mix.
Yeah.
But see, when you was mixing, I didn't even have a clue. I was just didn't even push them. I was just doing anything.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue.
You're mixing, you think, like you taking the tapes in school, listen to them in artwork, and, everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I never had a clue, Slim, right? And about probably the closest thing I got to even remotely being how I am as a DJ now in that period was pretending I was a radio DJ.
Yeah.
Like sometimes now I don't mix on the radio, I just present records.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a clue about mixing.
I think no one did
12.
they?
I did. I had these decks that
Yeah.
were just, they were useless.
Yeah.
Useless. I didn't have
You
a
don't
clue.
know about the pitch and all that, do you? Then you just you think it's just putting it like together somehow. So you learn it, didn't you? But then it could take a little while, or a couple of years, or that. When you learn yourself, it just clicks one day. It's like
Yeah.
When it clicks, it's like
that's it.
Yes, and you realise.
Yeah. So you accumulated quite a good collection by the sound of things.
I did have
just
loads.
some of the things you've named when you was like, when you was young, when you was like 13 odd.
I was buying tunes actually before I got decks anyway, like like Clarky tunes, all them tunes, like
Good time, Clarky's.
Yeah, right. I wanted that for years.
Yeah, true.
I mean, and even FBD, like there was all these white labels. I was just hearing them and that JBL, baby, hey, all these tunes. Back to the Future. I mean, I've been in the future. Third party.
Third party, unbelievable label.
Alien Nation was a sickie.
Yeah.
PR. That was, and then you had the green one, Waiting with It, Baby.
Yeah.
So, Tom and Jerry. That was a good label.
Tom and Jerry was wicked.
The yellow one, Cat's Got the Tongue. Yeah. So I was buying them tunes. So 91, 92.
Yeah. So you had
first, and even like a couple like House of Pain. Remember them tunes?
Yeah.
So I was buying that as well. Like I was,
What was your first outing onto pirate radio?
When I first started to understand?
What was your first? What was your first ever show on pirate radio, and how did you get on there?
Well, all right. I mean, there was a station before, but it was in the bedroom. We didn't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could hear, someone's got a rig in Plaistow. My mate Breaker, his name is. R.I.P. Died now. I used to talk to him years ago, and like he sort of, because I knew my mate. I was in a crew called Import Output Crew, and it was an Excalibur. My MC, he knew Rink Records, MB, because he used to come down, didn't he? So he knew him, and I was getting tunes off him as well.
Yeah.
So, just give me 7 inches of Incredible and stuff. And so it was like that. So it was all linked up. It's weird in a way.
And so your first outing was just mates in a bedroom.
Yeah, but I mean, they said they had a transmitter. It was in there, but it was just like a little. So I think, I don't know. But it weren't going out. They was pretending I was on, and they was going, big up with the Brixton crew.
Right.
As it goes, I tell you, it's MC Fun back then, before it was fun. So this was years back in Plaistow, this was.
Right.
So, because he was from Brixton, and he was going, and he had a cousin called Piper. I don't know if you know him, but
Big
Piper
up Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Fun used to have a lyric about me that he used to say, he used to say in his lyrics, he used to go, I'm hardcore like Billy B.
Yeah.
And it always blew me away whenever I see Fun on the scene. Yeah. I was like, what, you've got a lyric about
I've
me.
never spoke to him since that day though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I know he's fun, but back then he was from Brixton, I think.
Right, yeah.
So, he was coming in, because these phones were like P4, like them ones with a little, before, big up all the Brixton crew lots in, big up all the Stratford crew, big up all the East, like, you on the decks, you playing tunes, you think, you can't know what I mean? So he's so good, but he wasn't really going out, really.
What was that station called?
Oh, Fusion, is it called?
Fusion,
yeah. So someone called Breaker, he had a late station later called Future FM.
right.
And that's where I think Footsie and Tubby, and even they was on there, because even Andy C used to come there, and Tubby used to say, I had to make, Tubby, he was on there, and Andy C come and used to give tunes to the station.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But I knew him, and then, that was the first one. That was like,
right. But you're not
before we knew each other.
Yeah,
really.
You're not chalking that up as like the way you explained it. You was like, I was just in a bedroom and didn't
to me, I was
out.
just like thinking, this is live. I was to go up there. Everyone had ponytails, mixing all the all the Ram record stuff, and then So, but the first station what I got on was
what you're chalking up as like the first one.
It was Pressure FM basically,
right?
Yeah, because it was from Bow, and I didn't know. I think, wow, it's from Bow, my era. When you're young, you just listen to it. Do you know what I mean? And you think, I've got to get on there.
And how did that come about? How did you end up on there?
I mean, I didn't know who the people was. It was Jamie B at the time and some others, but I got a tape to them. But when they come to my house to listen to me, right, we're going to come to your house. We want to see you mix. I'm like, my heart's going. I'm only young. I can't remember what, 93, 4. Well, just near 94 maybe. Yeah. But I had Kentucky. like that. I was only young. I had a 149 bill. It was just there. And they knocked at the door. So I'm thinking, they've come up, went, right, I want to hear you mix. So I done a mix, put in live, and they went, right, that's it, you're on.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, it was really good.
And how long was you on Pressure?
I think I was on, to tell the truth, I think I was on there for about, not a long time really.
Yeah.
Maybe in about 5-6 months.
Right. And you was really passionate about that, because I've like watched interviews with you before. And
I got kicked off and it really upset me, to tell the truth. Like, you see when something happens, you ain't even done nothing wrong. It's like, I could hear, they phoned me up and said, we've got to let you go. And I was only young, I was getting really upset. I couldn't. You know what I mean? It's really horrible, but I mean, something was in line with that later. But yeah, do you know what I mean?
Right.
But he's my mate anyway, Jamie. So I didn't know him at the time. So when he booted me off, and then that's how I met G. G come on there later, just nearly when I got booted off. Rico was on there.
Right.
You know what? Steps was on there.
Right.
Yeah.
So for all of our listeners who like are more in tune to the old school rave, Dewey's speaking to his Genius,
Genius,
FM, and that's how you.
That's how we met on there, sort of thing. Yeah, and Bucky, there was some other people, Prosper and Kappa. I was playing them days, like 93 for Smokey Joe tunes, Willa Willa, Shining, all these tunes, like, do you know what I mean? And it was like, oh, this is dirty, like, the jungle started, like, just, you know what I mean?
And it really crisp sound on some of them tunes you've just mentioned. I love how like your nostalgic look at Pressure FM is like you was really passionate about it, and then you deflated.
It really upset me when they said it, but while I was on there, I was actually seeing all the little stuff there, all the coax. I was thinking, what's that? It's fascinating to see. There's like all the band one aerials at the window, sort of thing. That's weird. Like, what's that aerial? And they were saying, we're transmitting to up there. You think, right, like, it's like a buzz while you're on there. So you just see the wires just out in the bedroom, like, So then it was really good, to tell the truth.
So you was like a sponge to all the equipment?
I like that anyway, because I wanted to get into it anyway. Like, I just wanted to be on pirate radio, just to DJ on, live on air. But I didn't understand how to do it or what it was like.
Before you went on air, before you started becoming like known on pirate radio, who was your favourite pirate radio DJs?
I mean, because I was listening to a few people like Lieutenant Stitch, Black Market on Pulse. There was loads of stations. Like, I mean, so many. Yeah.
Do you know what?
I remember Impact. I remember Touchdown. There was, even Dream for Friends Radio.
Friends, there is Slim. There is a name I haven't. Friends,
Friends. So that's Roy B. So he had something to do with it. Roy B. Or you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's funny because he lived around the corner from me. So
because Pulse FM, like
Pulse,
no one ever really talks about Pulse FM. Like Sky was on there. Nicky Black Market was on there.
Yeah.
Warlock was on there.
I remember Warlock's name, Black Market.
Yeah,
on there because he was on there. I swear it's Sunday 6 to 8, maybe Sundays once a week or one.
Right.
Yeah, Black Market. I mean, on Pulse. Yeah.
Pulse's one that.
So I don't know where they was transmitting from, but I was listening to them.
Yeah, there was Pulse. What year did Chilling FM come?
I think that was just before Pressure. No, just after Pressure. That was.
Right.
I mean, it might have been on before, but I went on there with them just after Pressure.
Did you ever help Pressure FM setting up their rigs and stuff like that?
I mean, I did like a couple of times. Didn't really know too much, but I was fascinated just to get up there. You know what I mean? Because Eruption as well. They was like from East. They was from Hackney, and then
they were from over Homerton.
But even though, so I was actually listening to Eruption.
Pirate radio had such a pulse to it, especially around that East London place. Like the first, actually the first and only pirate station I was on in that era was Eruption FM, and I was really, really good mates with Alan Demolition Crew. And he was a regular down at Labyrinth. And do you know what? Alan used to cut, like, I'd amassed loads of records. I'd amassed, like, cause I'm only a few years older than you lot. Yeah. But like you lot, I also started young. And I'd amassed like so many records, Slim, because I'd already been a resident at Labyrinth for a good 3 years.
You was in the mix already.
Yeah, by the time I'd met Alan Demolition Crew, and he used to come around my mum and dad's and go through records and stuff like that. And when he just fascinated by the history of like what had happened in 92, 91, 90. And when he set up Eruption, he asked me on there, and they did their first Eruption nights down at Labyrinth. And the thing is about like pirate radio, especially real. Would you consider yourself a geek when it comes to pirate radio and setting it up? Yeah, yeah. So you, Alan Demolition Crew, Eastman, like people who are like really close friends of mine. You're like rave promoters who we have on the podcast are so fascinated with breaking into warehouses and giving people parties. You guys are the same, but for breaking into flats and having pirate radios, setting it all up. And you've all got a really unique geekiness and an endearing way about you with like how much radio and setting it up.
Even sound as well. Like, just listening to tunes and like the quality of it, you don't realise. But I mean, you know, all limiters, compressor, you can hear it coming up, but you don't realise it's got something on it. Yeah. So when you coming out and it's good, it's addictive. I want that tune even more. Yeah. So when you hear it, it makes you buy it. If it's something sounding better, you would buy it. Do you know what I mean? If you're a station and it's just crackly or sounds all distorted or it's over modded, you ain't gonna buy it. But when it's crisp, you think, oh my, I'm going Jungle Fever. I'm going all these shops. I'm going there Saturday.
Yeah, to buy it.
Yeah, so it make me go down and just buy a tune.
Yeah, because some radio stations had a real knack for getting that crisp, compressed, that sound.
Some people might not have known about it because it was the first days, but I mean, you know, I did listen to Call and they was sounding like that from day one. Yeah. Like, you know, for me, do you know what I mean? There were some other stations, but they had that on. I can't even tell you. It was just
fascinating.
Emotional, Just listening to all the stuff, what going on. I was listening in the background. I had they had a snooker up there. Like, I was just listening. It was at the door. It was mad because I was getting involved in the music and I could hear him putting balls in the background and stuff. I could hear, and Rocky was on it. It's funny. Yeah. And they were saying names like, you know, like you just when you get into it, you want to know where it is or what Nightingale. So when you're young, that's where it was from. So I'm thinking, where's that? And then I just went to find out where it was, sort of thing. Yeah. But I mean, so it's getting you more involved in it. Buying records, it's more like a life thing, but you know, you want it in studio, you know.
It's hypnotic though, isn't it? When you turn on the radio and you, especially at that time with like, so in 88, 89, especially 89 with like Sunrise, Centre Force, when Fantasy FM come about, they come about in the era that was like, giving out phone numbers for raves pages, and all that.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, and that was fascinating.
Yeah,
Slim.
Fantasy, where were they from? I mean...
I think Fantasy was East London as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
So there were some stations, you listen, you know, they didn't do a lot of talking, but you could hear them and you know, you think, oh, that's all right, that's all right.
Yeah. But those pirate radio, like there's certain eras, different eras as the music pressed on where, and then like when the hardcore come in and that kind of shout out style, big shout out to that one. But people started putting little tones in their voice. And then by the time it was like Cool FM was flying, like you had the most amazing lyricists on top of the most amazing DJs.
So with that going on as well, it's like, it was just so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even though where I lived down Roman, there was a couple of tall blocks called Wilmer, Sandal and Ingram. And I could hear tunes on some geezer called Jimmy. He was playing them out the window because he was a bit older than me, but he was playing Justice and Mercy, Save My Soul, or Smooth My Soul, or something, because I bought it. I could hear it out the window. I'm thinking, rah, like, I like that one. You know what I mean? It was a bit happy, but I liked it. And it was still hardcore with the breaks and all that. The Congo stuff was really good.
Yeah. Did you like, sorry, Slim, sorry.
Up, mate?
Did you like the danger that surrounded pirate radio?
Well, I didn't know about that at first.
Right.
I wasn't thinking about nothing like that. I just wanted to play the tunes and get up there. You don't realise about climbing up and all that. You do anything for just doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't realise, you just do it and just do it. But later on, you've realised and think, wow, it's quite bad. But it takes a little while to learn the stuff anyway. But I mean, it could take you years to learn up how to proper climb up and all that.
Yeah, because pirate radio is like, it's dangerous. Like
it is.
Like there's so many things going on. It's illegal to play your music. You can like, we'll get onto your ASBO in a bit, but it's illegal to play your music. It's like you're breaking into squats and flats.
You want to run from the police as well. Yeah. So and you got to hide your records. You don't want to lose your records.
You want to hide your records. Like you're in like either blocks of like top floors of derelict top floors where there's heroin addicts and all.
Yeah, so there's been so much you're like trying to hide to get away from. Sorry.
Yeah.
But Eruption, like on other stations, I heard they was on the top of a tall block, but on the lift shaft, the decks up there.
Yeah.
Right now, I've heard stories about stuff like that. I didn't know it was like getting the ladders out and getting up in the lift room.
Yeah.
No, you know what I mean? That's quite good. And how could you keep the music down when they got up there? It's
me
mad.
And Sonia, me and my Sonia, right? in early '94. For some reason, I always think that I was on Eruption late '93 into mid '94, but I'm sure someone who was on Eruption at the time will know. But anyway, one night, me and Son got locked in the studio. Like my show was like, I think it was 10 to 12 or 12 to 2 on a Sunday night. And we ended up locked in this studio till like 9 the following morning and couldn't get out.
So you just played the whole night?
We played, and in the end, we played the whole night, and then in the end, we had enough. But yeah, that was over Hackney, Mare Street Way, and that was right up the top of of a building.
Yeah, because Shelley used to tell me from Total Music, I'm on Pirate Radio, and Tom, I met him through Total Music.
Yeah.
I was buying tunes, and they were on there, so I want to listen to them. They was playing just like, a bit different hardcore like before, so they was playing that. Do you know what I mean? I'm listening to it, I'm buying tunes, it's all like a thing. Yeah. So, you listen to the radio, then you go buy the tunes, then you get the flyers, it's like, it's all in one thing.
And do you know what the other thing, and I always think about this, is like when you're shopping at a local record shop or what becomes your mainstay record shop, you end up like mine was Music Power in like 85, 86 when just as Kiss FM start Haringey one, right. Just as Kiss was set up, and a lot of the people in Music Power, like H was on Kiss, Nick Powell was on Kiss.
You mean Agent 8?
A completely different H. This guy's name was H. I'm going right back to 85, 86 when Kiss launched. And the mad thing, Slim, is when you're young, and I reckon you were the same, so if you was buying records off of Shelley Sky or I was buying records off of Dean Savant, when you'd then hear them on the radio and go into the record shop and see them the next day.
You take the tape with you, or play it down the phone. Yeah. Oh, you want this? Like, I mean, you just want it. Like, there's the Christmas tune, bell tune, that one. So I'm listening to it, even Chrome and Time. So many tunes.
And it was a buzz when you got to know a person in the record shop who was on pirate radio.
Yeah, so you want to get in with them, and because they're on there, it's like, do you think I
Ask them.
Yeah, right. So you building it up. You don't say months or whatever. You know they're on pirate radio, and it comes out one day.
They're like local celebrities, aren't they? The record shop people. They're like the local, especially
when you see them come in. So like even cutting dubs, like people come in, you think, wow.
Yeah, what about when you would be standing in a record shop and a big DJ would come in? That was a buzz, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
That was a proper buzz. Yeah. So Genius, so you get kicked off of Pressure after 6 months, which I can tell your teenage nostalgia, that hurts you. There's something still to this day.
Really hurt me. Like, because it was such a thing. Other people might not have been deeply like they was mixing fun, but I mean they might be a bit older, but I sort of wanted to take it serious and tunes and stuff. I was actually cutting a few dubplates. I had 2 shows on there, one on the Saturday 12 to 2 and one on the Sunday 12 to 2. Yeah. So I was meeting all people up there, there was Moo, D.I., there was loads of people. I was meeting Bucky, Rico, loads of people I met through there. Ian Thompson was Steps, he was there, you meet people. So it's quite a good thing to meet, like, all different areas, West London, North London will go there. Yeah. I mean.
Do you think you know why they give you the old elbow to get you off?
I don't know. At first you don't know, do you? Yeah. You're just like indoors, like you can't believe it. It's just heartbreaking. Yeah. But I mean, something happened and there was something to it, but you never do know. But
do you think that drove you to
it drove me mad, yeah.
But motivated you even more for your next step?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I really want to like just get on air. So, it was in me anyway. And it was fascination, but now, when you listen to radio up and down because I had like another one that I bought from Tanny's, it was like 70 quid. And I was listening to like, going up and down. You just want to be on there, but you know what it's like.
Yeah. So
it's more addictive than you think. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you and Genius, did you meet via?
Well, we met through, Pressure, sorry. Yeah. I got booted off, but he was on there for a bit longer, to tell the truth, and he got booted off.
Right.
But I mean, the last time he got booted off, I was listed anyway, but I mean, it was in his house, in Poplar. So G had the station, but so it was in Pop, but I went on there. I was,
So Genius was letting the station run from his
just
house.
For one weekend. His mum went away. It's only for one weekend, but go on, sorry.
So, and then they kicked him off. The
last weekend. So we had it the weekend. What it was, I think, I do know it was there, but then Sunday he didn't because he was getting complaints from the neighbours or something like that, and then Pressure was on the Sunday. You're ringing up G saying, "Oh look, where the DJs were outside," but he wasn't answering. He didn't want it on the Sunday. He wanted to lock it off.
Right.
So I mean, he still wanted his. I don't know, something like that happened, and then he put him off just for that, and I was there the whole weekend.
I like my time on Eruption. I loved doing pirate radio. It was like, because did you ever have meetings and all that?
Yeah.
The amount of ego in one meeting. Yeah. Like when you think of that, everyone was like 15, 18, 21, 22, all from like. Most of us been thrown out of school. Most of us with that youthful ego. Everyone thinking they're
there could be a fight. You don't know, do you? So there could be some bad. He's got that time now. Well, and it starts getting personal.
It does get better. I just remember some of the Eruption meetings where how loud they'd get.
Were they in pubs or in places?
They used to do them over across the road from the Four Aces. There was I forget what the club was called. There was a little there was some there was one little club over there.
There's one there on top of the roof terrace, isn't there?
Yeah,
still now.
And they used to have the meetings over there, like little community halls and all that. But the ego and testosterone between like everyone was mental.
So you actually see each other there and then, didn't you? You might listen to them on the radio, but when you see them, it's like, someone could be outspoken, someone could say something, or you don't even know they're there, and it's a niche and all that. And you think, he's there. You know what I mean? So
every station, Slim, every station has the couple of DJs who have gone on and made a few tunes and they're like making a name, as a few MCs who are getting on flyers, as a couple of DJs who have bigger residencies or out there. And then there's like that hierarchy and that. It can't be
That's how it is, though. I mean, that's how the banter is, isn't it? So you don't, everyone just wants to be on and have... And some they can't even mix, to tell the truth. And
I couldn't mix. I couldn't. Like the mad thing with me, Slim, is I couldn't mix for the first 5 years.
But he was
of
on
my
there though,
career.
weren't you?
I was on Eruption mixing.
yeah,
I was on
Eruption,
Eruption mixing badly.
Yeah.
I was in Labyrinth mixing badly. Desire mixing badly, and that was always like a bone of contention with some of the other DJs. Why is it him? Why is he out there? But that's the way that we're young.
I actually see you in Labyrinth a couple of times. I'm on about. I mean. Because, like, you know, I mean, when I first went down there, I just go past it, think, is that where it is? Like, and then I remember people were wearing these, like, luminous jackets and stuff, like, and then, like,
that was 94,
it was funny. Everyone was
times,
just jumping up and down. Like, everyone was just raving, like, so, do you know what I mean? And then I can remember it just like that. I remember seeing Joe there. Yeah. You know, didn't see him a lot, but I remember he was there. Then I used to see loads of Jamie B had done a rave there a bit later, I think.
Yeah.
But, so I was, Yeah,
because it's always fascinating me before we get on to like you setting up rigs with the others and all like all of your pirate radio stories. Yeah. It always fascinated me, like when I've read interviews with you or heard interviews where you say you and your old mates went to Labyrinth a few times and that was the inspiration and you wanted to put on parties there and you wanted to like do the DJing and the mic stuff. And again, it's another thing.
You don't see that side of, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, when you go there, you don't see all the, you see the ravers, but you said about the DJs, they've got like, you don't see that, you're just going there to rave. So when you should know about it, then, I mean, you understand it. So I was just going there to see, like, just see things. They had all flower pots in there, didn't they, and all that?
Yeah,
I remember
there was loads of different things.
Yeah.
Mad old place.
And you went upstairs. I mean, I swear you could walk upstairs or something. Was it upstairs or downstairs?
Oh, there was loads of rooms. There was so many rooms. There was like...
Right, there was then,
There was the main floor. Like in the early days, we'd all play... It would just be one set of decks.
Yeah.
And then...
Was it on chains?
No, it was up in this rickety old DJ box. How it survived, I do not know, especially when me and Roland from Grange Hill were up there. I have no idea. I have no idea how it stayed. But there was the main floor, the tunnel, the stairway to nowhere.
So there was a few bits.
The upstairs. There was there was loads of little spots in there. But again, it just feeds back to like you being slightly younger than all of us, but fascinated with the record shops where you were going into.
It all brings it together.
Raves and it's like it's your training ground.
Yeah.
It's your training ground for
part of the thing,
vibe of where you got to. So you get thrown off of pressure first, then Genius gets thrown off of
about a month later maybe on that Sunday night.
Had you moved to any other station by that
I did.
point?
I went to Chilling for a little while, to tell the truth.
So you went to Chilling FM?
Yeah, I went to Chilling. Go on, sorry.
Which was Joey G?
Yeah, Joey G, yeah.
Yeah, so you went Chilling. How long was you
I got on there? I mean, I think someone was on there. As it goes, first person to get on there was Breakfast, Paco, my MCs, Paco. They got on there and, you know, some of the Output Impot crew.
Right.
And they got on there, so, you know, I got on there. Wiley was on there. Target might have got on there a bit later. So some of them was on there called SS Crew before they was in their crew. So we was actually getting on some stations for about a year.
Right.
But it's a bit, So, you know, we was playing all these tunes like Ray Keith tunes, River Nile, and, you know, this tunes, you know, there's so many like MA2, SS, and...
So it's moved up quite a bit then. Yeah, but I mean... 91, 92.
Yeah. So it was after Pressure, this was. So it was after that, So I went on there and then they was in Hackney, weren't they? So, you know, like... I went there to it's mad. 6 studios. I mean, it was a squat, Hoddy Street downstairs before. I mean, when you go there, like, the way you get in, he goes, from when you get down, you know, to this place, and then you had to go to the room, you know, there was these 2 wires, like you touch them together, and downstairs there's a torch. And then it flashes, so it tells you someone's at the door.
Memories. Right. I remember that was like that on Eruption as well.
So they knew about stuff, like, do you know what I mean? They knew about technical stuff, like Alan Outrage. He knew about, like, you know what I mean? When you're young, you don't know, but you can see, wow, like they're going that far. You know, all these link boxes you're hearing and stuff. But I mean, you realise it when you get older, sort of thing.
Yeah. You've really put some things in my head there where you used to have
wires,
to,
you used
to have to like touch the wires.
I done that with rinse later. Right. So I was doing that thing when we was in squats, doing the 2. All you got to do is touch it together, and then when you touch it together, the torch will flash. So that means someone's at the door. So you know what I mean. That's good, isn't it?
So you was taking everything in, weren't you, over them few years that you was on. So how did you go from chilling to then you lot setting up Rinse?
I mean, yeah, so G, I mean, I was on chilling, but G weren't on there, was he? He didn't even, I don't think he went on there. But I mean, I was like, you know, Dan Roman with Major Ace, RIP. He was my best mate from when I was in school, you know, 3-0 all the way upwards. So, you know, we was young. I was in his house one, you know, just down Roman Road, Lowell Road, and then his brother there was Chris. And G come walking past, like I don't know, he had his hat on, just walking. I think I may have met him outside, and he's going, can you get me on chilling? In my head, I was thinking, you're not coming on with me. No, I was thinking, no. I can't bring anyone on. So, yeah, you know, everyone wants to, I didn't know him too well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone would ask you, can I get, I was thinking, but I mean, I can remember he had like a little hat, and you know what? And chilling went off anyway, just a bit later. So,
did you end up getting him on chilling or
no?
not?
I think he didn't come on chilling, but he was just about to because Rico was his MC at the time. Yeah. That's how I met them because they were together, innit? So then, you know, stations went off or something happened to chilling. I don't know, but I mean, not DTI. It was something else. They just went off for a little while, and then we had a meeting sort of thing. You know, there was the three of us at the beginning. I mean, there was someone called Hallam, Beanie, G. We all met up outside my house down Roman Road. And then, you know, it was because we all met on this pressure, and then we was all coming with names to write and stuff, you know, for the station.
Is Genius older or younger than you?
Same day as me, on same year. And so it's a bit weird, but
You're
funny.
Exactly the same ages on the same day.
In the same hospital. The mum's name's Denise, her mum's name's Denise. She's got a scar there. It's a bit techie, but, you know.
Wow. So hang on. And so you're born on the same day.
20th of June.
Same year.
Yep.
Your mum's names are the same.
Yep.
Same hospital.
Yep. It's quite a lot there.
That is proper. That is like. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, so, it's mad. He was playing stuff hardcore as well. He had this tune, and I wanted it. It's that fatty boom, boom, but so I wanted it. I was thinking, wow, I want that because he didn't know about it. I mean, he must have knew, but I think we'd done a couple of swaps and stuff. But I mean, this was before, But, you know, meeting up, and then, we started listening to, like, you know, we had a meeting downstairs on the grass, just there, and, you know, talking about stuff. And, you know, we put all our names, what we wanted. And, you know, I mean, we was all putting names and we put them in a hat and, well, wherever it went. You know what I mean?
Can you remember some of the other names that didn't get used?
I mean, I think I thought of it the other, like, a couple of years ago, but it was Touch, just quite easy names, like Desire, something like, there's a few names. You know, some of them might be used now, later after that, but there was a few, like, you know, 10 each sort of names.
Yeah.
Between three of us. So,
what year did Rinse go on? 94?
Do you know what? I don't know. It's a bit. I'm trying to think because,
Latter night. Can you remember a date?
Really, I mean, it was like September Carnival Day. I remember, like, do you know what I mean? Because when me and Beanie was there and G was all talking, G was small in it, so you just get on the roof. Beanie sort of got the first transmitter, and it was the size of that. Right. And then it was me in it. So it was we was all good mates. I mean, MC DJs.
So when Rinse first come on, what music primarily was it?
Tonic. Remember Tonic?
Tonic, yeah.
Right. He had a tune on Suburban Bass called The Lick.
Right.
I loved that. I've heard people say it's a bad mix down, but I'm sorting out on the graphics to that. Yeah. It's sounding good. So, you know, you don't really, but
that was the period, and that was the stuff you played on the first lot of Rinse shows.
You know, that weekend, I remember on the Sunday we come on and stuff like that, you know, like there was some good other tunes I remember, like, so what you, like, Tonic, you know, Heart Sweet, you know, Watch This and all them tunes, that was the harmony. Right, that was a bit early, that tune, but I mean, even R.I.P. and that was just, but we was playing them tunes anyway, and that was a bit before, but R.I.P., you know, Remark.
Yeah, Remark.
Those Suburban Bass, you know, Smokey Joe. Trying to think.
So was the whole station jungle drum and bass thing?
Yeah, it was jungle, jungle. And Marcus Intellect, remember, you know. Yeah. Right, I like it, all them tunes. Even Ray Keith, Sing Time, like, Bear Witness and stuff.
A magical era, an absolute magic era of pirate radio.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Cool was really popping then,
so,
wasn't it?
You know, I'm listening to Cool. We just want to be like Cool, really. You know, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're listening to Cool, like listening to all the MCs, but the tunes they were playing and the sound quality, you don't realise was insane. Like really. So we all done the station, you know, for that weekend. Come back down, listen to Cool, but it's funny. But yeah, do you know what I mean?
When you did that, where did your first studio? Where was your first studio?
It was behind my house. It's in the tall block,
right?
18th floor, Ingram House.
Right.
I've seen it, yeah.
And did you set it all up?
Yeah, so we all went up there. To tell the truth, it was G's mate, as it goes, from Stepney, called Stuart Baldwin. I can remember it right now. He had a motorbike in the front room. So he had a motorbike, like a scrambler in the, like, you know, it was there. But I mean, I remember seeing G go up his ass before we had that meeting. So he was going somewhere. I think, where's he going? But he was with a mate, someone called Trent, TNT.
Right, yeah, of course, yeah. What
MB's nephew, right? I don't know if you knew, yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so I met, so because, you know, we all knew each other through whatever, but I mean, he knew G before me. They were walking somewhere. And that's, you know, and Wiley just lived over there anyway. So I think Wiley was at my house, but they was walking down one night and they was going to the, you know, the block because he just got the flat.
Yeah.
So they gone up there and then, you know, a couple of weeks later, anyway, we done the meeting and done that. So yeah, we went up there and then got the rig and mad, didn't it? Like,
and you was off.
Yeah, so yeah, go on.
Was you pretty much on every weekend when you first started, or was it sporadic, or?
You know what it was? That first sort of thing, you know, you got the big rig. It's a big rig. It was only like 70, 80 watts. You know, it was JTS called, you know, Keith Tubby.
Yeah.
He built it basically. My mate, they sorted it out, and he had a son called Fury.
Right. For those who don't know, JTS is like legendary master studio, cutting both records onto lacquers, cutting dub plates, which we'll get onto in a bit because you're a dub plate don. Yeah. And so JTS's Jar Tubby Studios, Keith Jar Tubby is just like a legendary sound man. Yeah. And that is an absolute gem there that you're saying. Not only was Keith like one of the
How
most.
How could he build that? Like, I mean, all the components. You know, I'm looking in it. I'm just thinking, you know, how did he do that?
So
you don't really realise, you just get it, but you think, wow, like, you know what I mean? Because we couldn't get a rig off anyone, but he got his first one.
Yeah, that blows my mind. That Keith,
up the JTS crew, Freddie, all the crew down there.
Freddie Freshplate. It blows my mind that Keith JTS was just like. See, would I be right in saying another real geeky, technical person? I remember Keith when he used to cut our records, and like it takes a special kind of geek to build that kind of stuff, set up the radio.
I didn't know him at first because he got the rig, but I mean, I knew it was them. Then I started going down there. Do you know what I mean? And I see he had all these speakers there. He used to build speakers, I think. Yeah. And he had like
he's a legend, mate.
Loads of records in there. But he built some really good speakers, I heard.
Yeah,
like, you could subby.
Jar
he had sound, didn't he?
Yeah. Jar Tubby, Keith, like just I remember when we used to cut our records down there and our dubs and stuff, and he's like, you would not think that this man is like, just when we first ever met him, so legendary at cutting dubs, reggae, sound system, like building your equipment to be able to absolutely like go all over the East End. How far out did you go?
I mean, we didn't have we had the one rig. We didn't have a link box. Right. I didn't understand that. So a link box is you could be somewhere else instead of being on the tool block. But I mean, where we had the rig first, we was doing it like straight, like out of the things. It's dangerous, really, because D2R go straight to a studio, weren't they? Yeah. So you know, we ain't got a link box. So you know, so when we were up in the 18th floor, I put the aerial out the window. Like, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. We sort of set it up, put it on the TV area on the 18th floor, Ingram House, and the decks was there, the long red phono lead, MRTC 60 mixer. And then we was just DJing, do you know what I mean, all weekend. We used to come on for a couple of months just doing it, you know, it was happy. It was only going one way, to tell the truth. It was going towards Hackney. Right. So it wasn't going the other way. But it was only going out about half a mile. To us, we didn't know, like, do you know what I mean?
So in those early days, who was the DJs and MCs?
It was loads. I mean, there was Diamond, Fury, God's Gift, was known as Pepsi then. So many, you know what I mean? I remember so many, you know, even Nicky Slimzee was on there. Maxwell D, Target, Wiley. You know, these are people who come from Rinse, and do you know what I mean? Tempo was, I remember some people come and go, do you know what I mean? First ones though, there was people I've met, never seen before. There was someone called Opium. He come and lay out. Yeah. Oh, even it's mad to see you people come and, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
In that early period, did you have many raids? Did you have like?
No, because we wasn't really trying to beat him far enough to get out really. But I mean, because we, you know, then we, you know, stuck it as it goes. G stuck the aerial up, you know, because he got up there. We on the main bit, but not at the main balcony. So when you put it up there, you get out higher, sort of thing. But you need, So he stuck it. So there's an aerial already up there. There's a CB aerial. Do you know what I mean? So G stuck the aerial to that, and then put all the coax down and through the window, kitchen window, because it was near the top. So the police come because these are penthouses. Do you know what I mean? And you can't make one bit of noise, which I found out. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
further down the line.
Yeah. So you have to proper tiptoe. But yeah, like
in them early days, Slim, did you have much trouble with other radio stations?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because we first come on, you know, there was, I think, Genesis or someone in Woolwich or some South London. But I mean, we just got put the rig on, do you know what I mean? So we don't know. And we come on 9165 or 7, but really that was someone's dial. So we had to change the rig to 91.8. And that was a clean dial. But before Passion had it, we was there before.
Yeah.
And that was a really good dial as well. Like when we used to come on that, it was proper going out and stuff. I remember it, all shouts. You know what I mean? But I mean, in radio, there's a lot of stuff that you don't get to know about sprogging on someone's dial and then they come and rip it off.
Yeah, explain sprogging.
Yeah, so, you know, it's when you get a rig and it ain't properly tuned or it's stolen or something and it ain't, you know, it's just going over loads of different frequencies sort of thing. And you can have it so it goes out on, it just goes on every dial and it goes below the band and, you know, it's not good. It goes on all ambulance frequencies or stuff like that and it's not good.
Yeah. Because if the meetings between like at Pirate Radio when you got 50 odd youngsters all like tussling, and then like if you've got one station going over another station or like there can be some real tussles, can't there?
Yeah, seriously. I've seen even like I think Rinse was actually going over Call FM once, right? But I mean, it was in my house downstairs. That's when we got the link box, but we didn't know because we got a rig off someone, and it was, I don't think it was like through, it was a rig builder, but it was through someone else. So, but it was sprogging on some dials, and it was going over Call FM. There was a noise, and he was phoning us up and saying, "Oh, tell you about you're sprogging." You know, we was nowhere near the dial, but because it was just you have to bend the components and make it on. You know,
so who did you have on the phone east?
Yeah, someone. Yeah, so yeah, I mean. I knew it was coming out through them because I had the link box in my ass and I was listening through the dial, switching it over, and I could hear it on their dial. You know what I mean? I think I'm going to have to turn off. I woke up next morning, it was gone.
Right.
But yeah, it was, whoever it was, I don't know, but yeah, it was coming out and it must be cool.
Yeah.
It's funny to say, yeah.
Did you have any?
I don't know, but really, we didn't understand about the.
Yeah, come on, you're so young.
You can't do that, really, can you?
Yeah. Did you have any really like airy, close shaves, run-ins, or anyone trying to break into the studio or rob you? Or
loads. I've been robbed in Homerton in Rinse when in 98, sorry.
Right.
Homerton Nesbitt House. I remember that. I don't know if you...
Go on.
Yeah, we had a studio there and we was linking to Swayton Road.
Right.
Swayton is like, you know, ASBO. There's not 3 flats, but it's another couple, there's 2. And then, we was linking from Homerton to there on a microwave thing where we've climbed up outside on, you know, like on the tiles, and it was raining, snowing. We've still got up, you know what I mean? We've got up there, put all one of the leads up, linking to Bow. Do you know what I mean? It ain't too far, it's about 4 miles maybe, like, or 3.
You were saying about a bit of trouble you had over there.
You know, we was there for a couple of weeks. All of a sudden you can hear bang, you know, was in the room. It's a squat basically. Someone got stuff to place. It was a good studio. We was thumping it out in there. But I mean, you don't realise you can't have it loud, can you? And then next minute, you know, the DJ, you don't even know someone's banging on the door, and I'm thinking this is not right. I'm in Hackney, like I don't know what's going on. He's banging. There was 2 doors, so you know, one door there, one door there. I look through. All right, open up. Do you know what I mean? So in the end, I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go in the front room to try and. The next minute, the door is come off. Someone's booted the door off. You know what I mean? And then they got through another door, and then I thought, no, this is serious. The DJs are there on the decks in the other room. I'm thinking about getting out, jumping out the window. Me and G are just running round. You know what I mean? So, you know, this was on 2nd or 3rd floor. I'm thinking about getting down the drain pipe. So, you know, it was bars on the window. I was thinking, I can't get out. Oh, it's getting techy. You know, the geezer comes and goes, look, take your money out your shoe. I'm thinking, how did Mum tell you right so money in my shoe? And then G, we were running round. You know what I mean? He pulled out a knife like that, a big, like, really scary knife.
Right.
And then basically, you know, he just took the decks. And as it goes, it's funny because there was DTI trying to raid us at the same time. That's a weird one, you know what I mean? So
hang on,
they were downstairs.
Guy comes in, robs you with a knife.
Yeah. He pulled out a knife. He put it to G's neck. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So G's got the blade there.
Yeah, exactly.
You're trying to get away.
We don't know what we're doing. We're just running around trying to get out. Or
how do you know the DTI's outside?
We knew about that later, sort of like a couple, like half hour later. So they're downstairs trying to raid us, or they're trying to do what they're doing. You know, trying to work out where the flat is or whatever. But as we've gone down, gone down with equipment, he's telling me to take all the equipment, take my stuff or our stuff down there. Why he wants to take it and whatever. And then it could be a cracker. You don't know, do you? Do you know what I mean?
So you never ever found out
No.
who it was?
It's someone rough, but I mean, they've robbed the stuff and then they've told me to take the decks and all of us carrying it down. So, and then we're carrying it down. But I picked up my little radio, so I didn't want to give him the decks. So I picked it up, took it down. It's only cheap. He flung it at me and going, I want the decks. Because the decks are worth more, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
did he end up with the decks?
They got I don't know where. Yeah, they got the 2 decks.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, the link box was still up there, the horn and all that. And my record, I have records up there, like Long Dark Tunnel from years before. I just took the old lot up there. And then they were still there. So they've gone. But then I've took the stuff, what was there, into some other house next door. So yeah, we took the stuff what was left, but basically remaining, and there was DJs on. So we've took all that in the next door neighbour, and she helped us.
Did you know the neighbour?
No, we didn't know it. No, she was quite friendly.
Hang on,
it is weird.
Stop,
sorry.
This sounds like a film.
Yeah,
this sounds like a sketch from a film. Yeah. So you're being robbed.
Yeah.
You later find out the DTI are outside. And you don't know the lady next door, but she shows
she had kids there as well.
To you all.
She had younger kids, and she had a gate on the door. And we said, "Please, can you help us? Like, because you know, someone's coming with a knife. Like, you know, we didn't know, we can't phone the police, can you? You've got all this stuff there." So I said, and then so we found that DTI was down because they was walking. I see them. They was walking up and down trying to measure something. And I'm thinking, what they do? Like. It was DTI. So we heard it was DTI, I think, because he went down there, tried to have a fight with the geezer who had the knife. So DTI's down there trying to measure something. I see him walking up and down. They're trying to get a studio warrant or something. We all got in the house next door to the lady, who helped us. And then we heard the DTI raid the studio about just as we got in there. And they were all searching the stuff. So really, we got away with the studio raid. That was the first time, though. Yeah, I mean? That was like a proper. But we weren't there. Was in the room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. How mad?
It's weird because it's like a coincidence. Like, you know, it's like 2 things happened at once.
Yeah.
Like a double bubble. Like, yeah, it's weird, but yeah.
It really is an interesting mode. Like, that is like a mad night.
Yeah, it's like a double thing happened at once.
How nice is that lady to let you in?
Yeah.
Like straight up Slim. Do you know what I'm thinking in my head? This lady's got, like, you said she's got her kids in there.
Yeah,
how old
2
were her kids?
They was like 4.
Right.
So she don't know who we are.
Right.
We sort of like said, can we come in? But we were so nervous to get in there. She went, yeah, come hide in here. So she really helped us out.
Listen, right? So when I think of pirate radio, to everyone watching this, my experience with pirate radio is like just minute compared to what we're about to get into with this man. But the drama and the illegalness of pirate radio is it's a rough place.
Yeah,
but it shows what good at the time kids you lot must have been for a lady to see
definitely
with her kids like that. That's the thing that blows me away. That like
I can't believe what she done. She really helped us out.
In the kind of like it can be pirate radio. You can be in some of the darkest places. You've got someone coming at you with a knife.
Yeah,
and
it was a squat that studio there as well. So,
a squat.
Yeah, so there's nothing in there. It's echoing. Yeah, do you know what I mean? You know. Yeah.
I think that lady letting you in is like testament to what a good-natured vibe you actually must have had, even though you're in this crazy world. Yeah. And your nature, like Slim, your nature is so un-pirate radio and so unlike the musics that you've played and what they sound like. And for someone to do that to you and Genius and that,
there was a few other DJs as well. So there was about 5 of us, you know, and we all got in there and she just helped us out.
Wow. The guy must have, listen, for the guy to scare 5 or 6 of you.
Like his hair was like that and he knifed those is mad, do you know what I mean? Yeah. We're only kids really.
So you think your kids, there's an handful of you and he's scared the living daylights out of her.
And even the DJs are running the room. We've turned the light off.
Right.
So he can't see us. He's coming. He's trying to get the decks in just grab the decks. But as it goes, so I've wired the decks up. See, you got the plugs, you know.
Yeah.
I've done some, I've seen years ago when you could put the 2 wires in and put the plug on top. Do you know when you false plug it?
Yeah, of course.
I've done that on a few of the plugs. You know what I mean? So it's funny. So it's not a proper connection, is it? Right. There's one where you put the wires in the plug, then plug on top. Yeah. You've done that before, do you know what I mean? Or,
I know exactly what you're saying.
So quiet radio, you have to do. If you ain't got a plug, you just have to do stuff. So he's telling G to get the link box, the stuff. So G's actually doing it, but getting a shock because he's pulled the thing out at the same time. He's going like that, and he's looking at me saying, "I'm going to get it back down." You know what I mean? So I'm just thinking about getting out, jumping out the window. I mean, it was really scary for that time.
Yeah. Well, you must have been scared for the woman to see you. Yeah. And
but I mean, we got out and went there, and she had a gate, and we just asked her, and she let us in. So good to let us in.
How was Genius being held up like that?
I mean, God, get it to his neck, and he's small, G, and he's quite small. Like, it's scary. The knife it was insane. I mean,
so. That happens, but it didn't stop you.
No, I mean, it did. That was a bit later, but still, no.
Would you say that wouldn't stop just was that? Would you say that was your first, your first roughest experience, or had you had
so many? To tell the truth, I mean, there's been loads on roofs as well when you're setting up and someone else is banging up. You can hear them, let me up and all that.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? I've been on 3 flats before and someone's actually sprogged on someone else's dial. You know what I mean? So they think, because there's 3 blocks, there's an aerial there, pressure there, rinse there, and I think might have been eruption. They was using that for a while as well. Maybe not, I can't remember. Oh, yeah. And then we're all up there on these blocks, and then that station was sprogging, but they didn't turn off. They didn't care. So, but they've seen us on the roof rigging. It was a night as well. But they thought it was us, but it wasn't. They were trying to push up. I told you, this geezer was strong. He pushed up the metal hatch. Me and my mate Colin. As it goes, I was helping Colin Naturalist. As it goes, I was with Colin. You remember Naturalist?
I don't know the name, but I don't
Colin's
know him.
Look, he was there from '92 as well. Like he's older than me, but he was there. So I'm helping him set up later on another station called Influence on the middle 3 flats. We're up there 2 a.m, but someone let me in. These are some like stations from, I don't know, southwest, but scary. I think they had a dog with them or something. Right. And the geese were so strong. We stand on the hatch and he's actually pushed me and my mate Colin up while we're trying to hold it down. He's pushed us up, just got up. I've never seen that before. And we saying, "Oh, it ain't us. We're setting up a station and stuff like that." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because there's so much like, and I guess really where you're doing something so lawless.
Yeah, but it wasn't us though. We weren't because we were setting up some other stations. But the station what was doing it, I think, was next door on Freespan Point. But I said I don't know who it was, but I mean, yeah, it was pressure. But I didn't say nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just want to go back just a few years, Slim. Because
sorry.
No, don't. Just a few years, because I want to because in my head, what year was Pay As You Go?
I was in the crew before Pay As You Go.
Right, okay.
Yeah, go on.
What was the crew?
SPP. That was just before. It was me, Plague, and Paco.
Right.
So we was doing that maybe about 6-7 months, and then it went. I think Paco sort of left, sort of thing, and then it was just me, him, and Major Ace, and then and God's Gift, and we joined up. Even though Wiley was my mate as well, he was in the crew with someone else, and we just joined. I mean, I was doing Pay As You Go at first for a little while, and then we joined up after that.
Yeah, because I want to get to the point where, when do you think you really started making a name for yourself? Because I want to get to the point where you're you're in 94, 95.
Yeah.
You've just spoken
I went to
about
Garage as well in 96. Right. That one might not have knew, but I was buying Mood to Swing songs and all stuff, Chicago house stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like all the Todd Edwards stuff. Like house and garage, not garage, but how, you know what I mean? It was different.
Yeah, proper stuff,
Yeah, so so many tunes. That's when I used to go rhythm. Like I used to go down there every day.
Yeah, because there's throughout this you've mentioned some legendary MCs who you either went to school with or were on radio stations when you were doing hardcore and early jungle. When is the turning? What year is the turning point for you where you really start getting a name and you start getting more your style starts coming known and you start getting known? And
we was playing tunes on Rinse. Battle, Wookie, yeah, all tunes with vocals and stuff. So I just wanted to make it more sort of, I could play more instrumental based. So, because Battle would have 16 bars of a dub at the beginning and it would go into vocals and you can't really, the MCs couldn't chat. So he was playing, some tunes had little dub mixes here and there, but, I was trying to make it more, it wasn't called nothing then or nothing, it was just garage, but some of it was just, even, there's loads of tunes. I'm trying to think. So it was 99, 2000. Hold Your Head Up Higher. It was just going further on, getting a bit later, Colours. But, it might have been before, but I mean, then I was playing some stuff Jungle, Slow Down with it. It's a bit weird, but yeah. But so I would put it on 33. The tune was on 45 or whatever it was. I put on 33, but mix it into it. So it was instrumental, even some breakbeaty stuff and, just to play it so the MCs could spit more and play instrumentals. But I just love mixing anyway. You know what I mean?
Because I know what's saying in my head, 98, 99 is a real sort of pivotal turning
So,
point.
I mean, I was just on the garage then, tell the truth. But yeah, then it started going down that, Wookie MJ Cole. I bought all that as well. And then it started getting a bit, Rocky was making tunes, Hype, Zinc, do you know what I mean? They was making tunes on breaky stuff.
More 138, 140 stuff,
So, people was actually making it, well, a bit later, but I was we was playing some stuff. It was a bit more Flarix, little dub mixes here. It was getting a bit darker sort of thing, do you know what I mean? So I wanted to make it, just push it, but not dark in a bad way, but just more darker. So just playing it melody, later than that, there were good tunes, you know what I mean? And then, it started going down that route, and then, just more instrumentals, it was going like that, and then Wiley made No Weed, do you know what I mean? And some other things was going on.
So in that moment that you're experimenting with the slowing down jungle, putting in breaks, using some garage, what MCs really was standing out and between you all, you was really changing, or in your mind changing the face of the way it was all going and sounding?
So it was me, God's Gift, Plague, Maxwell, Wiley, Major Ace,
because obviously grime ain't come yet.
Yeah,
but
so
you're
it was
mixing
just, it was
all
pre-grime.
that's
Yeah,
what
it was pre-stuff, really, what we was doing, yeah.
Because it just fascinates me that you're
that's the thing,
slowing
I
down.
like that.
You're mixing up so much music.
Ray Keith, Mampy Swift, I was playing their tunes, slowed down, even Splash Daz, you know what I mean, R.I.P. Daz, like, I got tuned with what they made on Splash, put it on 33, cut it and sped it up. Yeah. So I'd actually cut it, because you couldn't, some tunes were just too slow to play it. So I'll cut it, and I got a VC, a Sony recorder, you know, CD things. So these were the days, like 99 days. Yeah. I'll cut it, you know, play it, record it, and in the middle, but speed it up there, record it on that speed. So when you cut it, it's in the middle, so you can speed it up even faster. At Freddy's, do you know what I mean?
Think about this now. People can do all that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's done there. It's simple now.
It's so easy for people to do. And you did that with the MCs in mind.
Yeah. I just wanted to play more breaky stuff or stuff like that, you know, like even sync tunes slowed down, like 178 and like, and even other tunes, like, you know, just breakbeaty stuff, like just to so they could MC and I could do long mixes and stuff like drum, because I'm come from like hardcore and jungle. I was learned from Randall and Andy C, like, you know, Mampy Swift doing the long mixes and that, you know what I mean? So there was mixing, I was listening to that, and I took note early sort of thing, and it come out of me later, but it was always there, innit? So I was like a DJ's DJ anyway, just really like, because DJs just, you know, just want to keep it in a mix. When it's both together, it's like, oh yeah, do you know what I mean?
That fascinates me, that like you've grown up through like the hardcore, the jungle, the being like taking it all in, and then like, because some of them people you've mentioned, them MCs are so talented, and like you've got this vision to mix and slow down and put all these different bass heavy vibes together.
Most tunes didn't have a lot of like, they had 16 bars, if anything, if it was the dub vocal mix. So you could only have 16 minutes instrumental, then vocal will come in and the MCs couldn't say nothing. Yeah. So I just wanted to make it a bit more MC-ish and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like more for them and me mixing it. So yeah, you know, it was things was happening, and you know, 2001 come. And that's when it started, like, you know, like bookings and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like when we got our first proper booking, it was in Leicester, tell the truth. Like some Lombardo booked me. Like I couldn't believe what was going on. You know, we're doing this pay as you go and stuff. So we got a booking in Leicester. So we've gone there. I'm playing all these tunes, like G's making tunes. I'm cutting them, like me, Plague and Major Ace, and I think some others. We're playing all this. It was like, there was no internet. There was no internet then, was there?
Did the MCs, like you being so in tune to the MCs, did they clock what you was doing? Like, Cat just realised you was quite good anyway,
and where we was all together every day, so we was doing a lot of stuff behind doors what no one didn't know about. Right. Plus the radio. So we just wanted the station to come on 24/7, really, but we couldn't, because it used to come on weekends, didn't it? You know, it used to come on Friday 6 p.m. to Sunday 1 a.m. It'd go off. I mean, it would go off. And in the week, you're so just thinking about getting the weekend. You waiting for the weekend, didn't you? So you can. As another thing, because when Rinse was down Roman Road, I was buying records anyway. But then there was a shop called Basement Records in Reading. Yeah, that's right. So we would put, you know, as it goes. I went to Basement Records on a bike all the way. I had to go to Kilburn or Queensbury, go all the way on the bike to Reading, and then drive to the shop. And then I was buying all these tunes like Set Speed, Fashion, because they had them there first. I couldn't believe what was going on. No other shops could get them. You know what I mean? And then we'd come back, put the radio on, and then tunes what no one had, white label. You couldn't really get tunes like that. You could, but that shop had so many, like...
Do you think that's where your fascination come with, because like you're known as a Dubplate don?
Yeah. I just like breaks as well. Like I'm fascinated with breaks and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, like when you hear them coming out the radio, when you can hear them, sounds really good.
Yeah, crisp.
Yeah, I like the breaks. Even like, you know, like jungle speeds really good for breaks.
Yeah.
And 140 is good anyway.
I just love how you I just keep my brain keeps going back to how you slowed down jungle tunes.
Yeah. I still do it. I still do it now. I've got them
to mix them in for the MCs.
Yeah. So remember the Jaws tune, Mampy Swift?
Yeah.
You might know that tune. I know you know it anyway. Whoa, whoa. I was doing that with the grime sort of like garagey stuff, and even Wiley in the background was just like sand stuff and God's Gift, Plague, loads of people. Do you know what I mean? Saying it. It was going mad, like it's like a thing. What happened? And all the producers are funny because I know Agent X, who was making tunes, TNT, Trend, the one who died, RIP, and like G, it was all my mates. It was all from the area. Like I was just playing all their tunes. It was going mad. Like remember Decoy? Right, I said that's Agent X. He's my mate. He was. It's everyone I was pushing their tunes. Tubby, there's all other tunes. It's mad. So we had the dubs on lock.
You think though, Slim, that's full circle from you, like in your area. When like, if I think of your area and think of that, like you had like Hype, Shut Up and Dance, all from one over from Hackney, Stone Newitt and Way, and like that you get pockets of like really talented people. Fast forward, full circle. That's you. That's you. The same thing that you were drawn to. That is then you and your mates.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it all pans off somehow down the line in what everyone's pushing their stuff. It's just about getting it out there. So because we had the station, it was like setting it up. That was a hard thing. Going on, playing it, sounding good, mixing was good. It was just really good. Dubplates. Mad.
As a like a creative person, you're being creative with your musical talents there, and hearing that. Wait a minute, there's some of these MCs that I need to. I need to switch my switch my music round and do some clever stuff for them. So you've got that going on creatively.
Yeah.
You've then got like this geeky side that loves like radio sounding great, like doing what
I like that a lot. I like that really one of the best, and even in my head and setting up and stuff like that.
So
quality.
Going
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I know you do.
Sounds funny, but
so you've got that going on where you're willing to like. Under whatever circumstances you're setting up the radio, it's going to sound wicked.
There's all different things you have to learn about.
On.
Yeah,
so you got that. You got the breaking into the flats. You've got competition from other people and people
even
thinking,
rig thieves.
Yeah, rig thieves, and all that. Where in your mind now, at the age you're at? Where did all that energy come from? Creative energy.
When you're younger, you're just fearful. You just do what you want. Like you're not really thinking about nothing. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want to do nothing bad. I just wanted to just be a DJ really. Like it drew me in the music. Like even listening to Ace and Trip to the Moon.
Yeah.
Them sounds and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's just I thought, you can hear it. What's the other tune as well? I like White House Recordings.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I loved White House.
No, I can feel your presence in the air.
Yeah, Criminal Minds.
Yeah, so I'm listening to that. I'm thinking, I want that. That's what I want. You know what I mean? After all the salt and pepper stuff and what was going on.
Yeah,
a bit later.
So did you have like at that time of you doing all of that groundbreaking stuff? Like, because that is great, even though like grime hasn't come yet. It's what you're saying hasn't quite come yet. What you're doing is groundbreaking,
I'm pushing it,
mate.
But I mean, other people just doing stuff. But even now, like I started making properly tunes in 2016 with breaks. I don't know if you know, but I've everything I'm doing is about old stuff, but twisted up.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm using stuff like the old stuff. That's in my mind, really.
Yeah.
Some people make tunes just making it on the day. I don't know. I can take stuff from before, just little bits and bobs, but it wouldn't sound like it anyway. But my influences are from the old early days.
I always thought that when I heard like the breaky stuff you was all doing in that late 90s to the grime. I wanna the whole like your creative vision for the music has fascinated me. Right, before we get on to the real grime era and how big that got and how you got dubbed the Godfather of grime, because in my head you can just that thing of you slowing down tunes, mixing up garage with the breaks at the time. Your vision's there. You're clocking. You're feeling something, right?
Even Ray Keith tunes as well. Slow down.
Even Ray tunes. Right. You said Mampy Swift, but That's my
little thing. What I used to do when no one didn't do it, did they?
But that uniqueness is like he's pioneering. I want to get into your geeky, like setting up pirate radio mind, right?
Yeah.
So like you've said some like interesting things about rigging up, going up on the roof. Mike, you've been talking about microwave links and stuff like that. I want you to go into a deep dive of from breaking into a flat to setting up them decks to all the, because you've come up with some great technical terms for people, sprogging and stuff like that. Yeah. How it all works right through to you getting to the point where your brain now understands how to make pirate radio sound so crisp.
Yes, that's what I want
to know.
Because we used to do the radio and then listen to call.
Right.
I can't get, so, other stations are all right, but when you're listening and it's just sounding, you're driving around, you're going miles away, South End, like you're going miles. Do you know what I mean? So you put up a big aerial and then when it's all clear, clean, no little pops here. It's like another world when you're into it. Like that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
It ain't.
Let's make them understand.
Yeah. So,
Let's make them understand.
When you're driving around, is it like, in the pirate radio, there's a lot of people rigging up and that. Once you know how to do it, get far, sand. That's another world. Do you know what I mean? Like people don't see that side. All they see is the music side.
Yeah.
But there's another world like out there, like in a good way. Do you know what I mean? Like just transmitting and
because
how it works and stuff.
Of
like
course.
That,
so right, let's deep dive into this because millions of people have been entertained by pirate radio for free.
Yeah.
And the whole point of it is passionate people like you and your mates growing up, listening, fascinated, then getting into it themselves, and then ultimately pioneering and creating scenes. So the first step...
At first, we didn't have a link box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then later, we got the link box. So basically, it can be in your bedroom anywhere. Well, not anywhere, but then you can send a signal like to the roof, really, from being in a little lower place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
once
you learn about that...
What's a link box?
So basically, you could be here and just transmitting to the main tool block because you have to be higher, really, like for the signal to go out. So there's a receiver on the roof which takes it in, then it goes down and out, up and out the transmitter. But you could be 5 miles, 4 miles, you know what I mean, 2 miles, or you ain't got to be on the roof as you're doing it.
Yeah.
A link box is like so you ain't got to be at the main transmitter because that's how it was at first back in the day. There was just the main transmitter. So when the DJI track you, they would go straight to your roof. Do you know what I mean? So your studio, when you got a link box, they go to the roof, but then they want to try and track you where the studio is. So you ain't got to be up there. Do you know what I mean? That was the next bit further on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When the link boxes and all that was out, hard to track and all the microwaves and bound ones and stuff like that.
Yeah, microwave.
Yeah, so it's like a horn sort of thing. RP40. There's all different sort of ones, but I mean. Some had they were good. There was like Gold Dust to get. I mean, like that was like back then, 150 quid was quite a lot. But I mean, not a lot, but you just see it. It's like a little funnel thing, and you have to have line of sight with that sort of thing.
Right.
So you can't go through walls. You have to see the block from where you are. Even if you have to put in the roof on a little box with a bag around it or something, tape it up and sleeve it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've sat there with Eastman before.
Yeah.
It whether it's in his garden or whether it's like somewhere, and he's looked up to some flats. This is recent years now, Phil Eastman was 67 last week, and he'd go, and there's a pirate radio station.
Yeah.
Go from there. Are you the same? Do you look up there and can see what aerials or what?
So, at first, if you see an aerial, you can see, you look out for stuff. You drive around, look for aerials. It's like a little thing in it. And then, so then you can actually see if there's a studio, you could get like a rented place, like somewhere like, you could get like a unit sort of thing. And there's a station there. Do you know what I mean? So you got a block with all rented out rooms, like, people working in that one. And then there's a pirate radio in a place. So you'd always know when there's someone's in there doing pirate radio.
Yeah. Because a lot of people who have come on and done the podcast, Brian G, he in 89, he actually had
I didn't know. So I knew him. I used to listen to him on
all the
call,
time.
94.
Yeah.
Playing all these dubs. Because Wiley told me about him, told you. I was in his house. Like, he had this tune called, Oh, I got to tell you the tune. I've never heard it to this day, but I mean, I think it was a Dylan. Oh,
Brian's got so many dubs that like never come out. He's doing a Dubplate set for me in a few weeks at one of my events, like pure 90s stuff. But in like 87, 88, 89,
I didn't know he was there before. You know,
pirate radio from his bedroom.
From Bristol, though, weren't he?
He was from Gloucester, from the West
Bristol.
Country.
Right.
Come down to Brixton, but it blew my mind when he said, "Yeah, Dan, the pirate radio was running from my house, right? Vibes, DJ Vibes, Shane Vibes. Yeah. He had a pirate radio running from his mum's house.
Oh,
right, and he got nicked. You had radio running from your house. Yeah. You're saying Genius run radio from his house.
Yeah, but you would just do it for the love.
I remember outrage at one point in Alan's old mum's house. It was going from there, but in your head, pirate radio doesn't run from your parents' house or where you're living. So
you're fascinated because you're trying to think, how are they doing it? Like getting a sound out and it's going at least 15 miles or something like that. That's quite a lot. But you could go further, but I'm on about in the early days, like, you know what I mean? Like
so on that side of it, on like doing it from your parents' house or from wherever your mates living, how would you go about when you'd find squats or flats or the top of buildings? How would you find them?
I mean,
how would you locate
squats
them?
weren't always at top of buildings, sort of thing. There was just like warehouses, basically, like, or shops or squats in the Fever Walk. Like you could just break, like if it abandoned houses, like, you know, like with all the metal doors and stuff. Yeah, you have to get in there and wire the electric up and just like sort of soundproof it and that, and stay there for a couple of months, maybe 4 months or 3 months until you think you got to move. Yeah, or less, you know what I mean? Because go on.
Yeah, so you've got that. You're finding your flats,
like, finding the tool blocks for the rig, something else, but your studio somewhere else. It's two things. Do you know what I mean? So finding the studio is hard enough. Then you got to find the roof. Then you got the rig fees. It's a lot going on.
Was it a buzz for you, like an absolute, like, passionate buzz going up on the roof?
I just wanted to get up on the roof. Like, I just wanted to get up there and see what was going on, sort of thing. I didn't. Once you're up there, you can see it.
Yeah, because your standpoint in the history of British music and culture, and when it comes to pirate radio, is iconic. Like some of the footage of you, pictures of you, and I also think your nature is like you're so like calm and relaxed, and so, you know, you're like really like unassuming, but it's just like your passion for like you're willing to go all the way up there. You're willing to have,
especially when you like learn it and it's going down the years, you can be really good. Like, you know what I mean? Just with the quality and all that, like, you know, Call of them and Alan Outrage, you know, because I looked up to them.
Yeah. How did you learn to get Rinse and the state to get to the quality of like? how did you learn? Because that's like a real.
That's a top. I could tell you, but I mean, I don't look. You know
what? I would love to. You don't want to let it off, how you learn?
I mean, it ain't that. It's a lot. It ain't been a lot of money anyway.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I want to know how you found out about it.
Well, it was in Call FM studio, innit? So, like, you know, because when you're in music, sort of thing, I wanted just to sound like that, really. Yeah. And we was buying link boxes, and it wasn't the same thing. Like, you know, you just know straight away. We're thinking yes, and plugged it in. No, that's not right. That link box with a phonic. No, that's not right. Yeah. Like, something's not right. The compressors, and then one day we found out what it was, sort of thing. So yeah, so I do want to say it, but it's nothing really too bad. It's just. Go on.
What, in case like he gets the
No, he won't get the
Or is it like a special secret?
It ain't nothing secret. It's just that I think their rig builder pulled it from, done it from the presets, but I don't know. But yeah, it's there, isn't it? So I mean, it could be a top secret, but you can't buy these things no more anyway. All right. But I mean, Eastman and OG, you know what?
Yeah. All right.
I mean, we could do another thing about that.
Well, I get. Do you know what it is, right? I thought I'd get that out of you, but it's not. I guess it's like production.
I can say it, but I mean, we could. Yeah.
No, don't, because I know how you found out how to do it. Yeah, and we're not going to tell it.
But you got to tune it as well. Like, you know what I mean? So settings you got to do. But yeah. So
the story that you don't want to let off is brilliant. It's like a little personal one to him. But like, I know what the story is of how he found out to get himself sounding as good as Eastman.
For years, I wanted to just be like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people can hear it, but they think it's just coming out anyway, but it's not.
Yeah.
To get that quality like that, it's like you can hear the breaks and all the bass go down when it goes up. It's all the ratio and all that. So it is
it's a very technical thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I say, you have to be geeky, don't you? You have to be fascinated with technicals and that. And it's quite mad to think that like you got to that point where you could get a pirate radio station sounding so incredibly good when you just sort of like, when you first discovered the music, you were scared to go into like a record shop kind of thing. So you had a turntable.
The lights, all the fluorescent lights, and then it went on to the other thing.
Our time goes on. So I'm gonna go forward again because I wanted to hear your stories about like how you set up and like what you have to go through to keep pirate radio on air and entertain hundreds of thousands and people. And,
because there was no internet then as well.
And there was no internet.
So really there's just tapes about, or people have got old tapes and they upload them to YouTube or whatever, or SoundCloud.
In that period of you like slowing jungle down, mixing breaks, putting garage in, at what point do you think that it become grime and become... Because, Slim, I'm going to be really bold here and say that I think grime is the last true British youth culture music in the same way that we had jungle, hardcore, punk. I think it's the last true British music that we had that come through this country, because since that point in time, because of the way technology and the internet worked,
them three things was there, innit? So after that it got easier.
Everything that we hear now it's all been done before, but it might just be produced different, or they might add different elements. But we hit, of course, music's amazing, and we hear amazing music continually, daily. We're, thrown at us what our friends produce, all the different genres, the sheer amount of producers. But I'm going to be as bold to say, as a music fan, that I truly believe that grime is the last true British youth culture sound that encapsulates something unique that was completely original, and dubstep, as well.
So because it was
because they were they were parallel.
It was only a couple of years difference.
So in that period, when did you really think, wow, like this is something new now, and you're caught up in this world?
I think it was there just between 2001.
Yeah.
And then 2002, it started just edging it. So 2002, I would say. But it wasn't called grime then, sort of thing. I think it was called grime later. Yeah. There was no name for it, really.
Yeah.
It was just what it was. It was, I can't remember. It was just,
And again, was it just like a natural thing for you, like going into pirate radio, like discovering the record shops? Was it just like because
I used to go down Rhythm Division. That was I knew them anyways, my mates. So I was just going down there. That was like my base. So I was just there. I knew the people, Andre, Mark, the dog, Wilma. Do you know what I mean? There was a few other people were there. So that was there from '94. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's like quite a long time ago as well. Yeah. But they started from jungle there, and then they spent garage a bit later.
How do you think over the decades what has made people dub you the Godfather of grime?
Because I just like come from that era of like, just hardcore jungle, because it was Dubplate. So you don't really. I liked having something what you couldn't get, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And long mixes, or just like more DJ. Like, you know what I mean? It's just there's all different stuff in like elements of what people like doing. I looked up to Randall and Andy Swift and a few other people, loads of people really. Yeah. Because they were just on decks. It's different to mix on CDJs. You know what I mean? I don't even use record box anyway, but they like, it's just record box. You ain't got to do nothing. It's a completely different
Anyone
could just do it, but it's just about having the tunes and having, you know what I mean?
And because you were known for having like more dub plates than anyone, the whole does the whole dub plate culture thing fascinate you?
Yeah, definitely. Because I just like cutting something. You know, if you want it, you cut it, and then no one's gonna have it, are they? So you know, you tell the producer. Like some of them was just giving me. They was actually cutting them for me and giving them to me. Johnny Cash used to do it a lot.
Yeah,
you know, cut the dub plates. That's really respectful.
Did you set about to have like dubs and like just a selection that no one else had?
Yeah,
like
so basically,
did you do it from a place of I'm going to show every day, I'm going to be the one?
Inside, everyone's got their thing, what they want to do.
Yeah.
Some people might say it out or whatever. Some people, you know, you meet mates, you say stuff, but inside you just want that thing in it. So you want to stand out. So you just try and do anything, you know, not bad, but I mean, just get tuned, you know. Yes. I mean, you know, you got to cut the tunes, then you got to put the rate. Like, you just want to get it out there, innit? And then, it's just mad. But yeah, you know,
because the whole like dub plate culture thing is a fascinating thing because like everyone wants to choose.
Yeah, that's what it is. I like doing that
early on in a genre. Like everyone's connected together, sharing that, sharing like sometimes like if you go back to the old rave tape packs, people like you'll have 6 or 7 DJs in a night playing the same dub plate, and then in the end, people are like, oh no, this is why are we doing that? Why are we all cutting the same tunes?
When you was doing that, like because I was listening to all the stuff you was doing. But you don't realise about that back then. You just want to get in like played by the tunes. Once you realise later, it's the same thing. Like what you was going on and was going on with all the stuff we did.
Yeah, because scenes kind of like very like they're very the same. They replicate each other. The musical sounds might be different.
Yeah, no, it's all influenced through different things. You know what I mean, in hardcore, sine waves, and all the stuff, the breaks, suburban bass stuff. You know what I mean, it's just really good.
Yeah, that whole grime thing that you're dubbed the Godfather in, it's just like such a magical thing. The amount of superstars that come from it.
It's been a lot of quite big people come from, you know, even garage and grime or dubstep. So,
could you ever visualise that?
What do you mean?
Like, could you have ever seen when some of them were around you?
Yeah.
So, like when you're at school with Wiley and. Did you ever vision them going, not at school you wouldn't, but by the time of the late 90s, early 2000s, did you ever think, my mate here, he's got to go somewhere? The thing is,
most of us was DJs anyway.
Yeah.
They just MC'd as well. But I mean, you know, Wiley was a DJ, he's a DJ, but I mean, most of us are DJs and we got into it. And it's only, you know, Steve Viber D, Skibber D. When that was going on, it was getting, cool. I mean, like, you know, everyone wants to be like that, you know, MCs, and they got their followers, and they was, you know.
And they were big inspirations, weren't they?
Shabba as well.
Yeah.
So,
big inspirations to you
Shabba's
guys.
there. Insane.
Yeah. Tell me about the ASBO you got.
Oh, yeah.
Because this stuff, was it the first ASBO?
To tell the truth, someone said it ain't, but I thought it was, but I don't want to say nothing. But it's supposed to be. I'm not sure, but I think it is. But
because you got in the newspapers.
Yeah.
Like you had a lot of
there was
exposure.
That outside my house as they were raiding me.
What year and what happened? And
I think it was like 2004, 5. I can't even really probably remember because like I was, it was definitely. Do you know what I mean? Because I was just indoors. But they was watching me for a couple of weeks, to tell the truth, before, and I didn't even know. Like,
the DTI,
never, they had like surveillance. Do you know what I mean? They took they had pictures everywhere. Tell the truth, I mean it was 2004, 5 years ago. 2004.
Was that the height of your career? That was the height.
I mean, it was good still. Yeah, it was good. But I mean, I got a little bit ill later, that sort of time, and But as that was going on, I got the ASBO. So they was watching me. So basically, they was watching me go to the studio, and then they was watching me put the rigs up and stuff. So they had loads of pictures, and I was like, you know what I mean, like just snapping everywhere. I thought, they had cameras in bottle banks and mad stuff like that outside the studio in Cable Street. Like they went to, because they wanted to make an example of me, sort of thing. Yeah. But I mean, I can tell you, I can remember. It's clocked back because I knew about it. What they done was, because we was on that block at Roman Road. It was on Wilmore House, but I mean, so what they do is they pull the plug out and just drop it, So you go up there, think, oh, someone's just done it, we pull it in and go, but they follow you back to the studio and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and plus I was, I had a midpoint and was going over City Airport as well. Something, that's what they said. We was like, you know, but with a midpoint and band one, they don't really go together, like, you know, transmitters.
Right.
So, because it was the airport, was linking over there to there. So, I don't know, they were trying to investigate me, like, you know, you're on planes listening to it. I don't know, you know, they say that to make it really bad.
Big? Do you think you'd got so known with your DJing and the station and stuff?
Yeah, it was a big thing, but I mean, they just want to make an example, because what it was, they couldn't stop no one at that time. Even when Girder Keys come out, you know, they thought, you know, they're from Germany or whatever. You know, you've seen one before, like proper keys, like they're hard to get. I mean, you got all little things shaving out, like all cut. We had one within the first weekend, sort of thing. So it's about who you know, sort of thing. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people can get fire brigades, council can give them to you. There's always someone inside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and when they nicked you, what happened? They barred you from.
Yeah, they raided me, and then basically I had loads of stuff there. I had flyers, ling boxes, aerials in the shed, like all cut out ready, like all loads of, you know, all aluminium tubes. I had computers, I had a Mac there, I had PC they took, loads of stuff, transmitters as well, 4 or 5 transmitters, and they had fan and subs book as well. So, you know, but it was only there a couple of days before. But I mean, you know, we was moved there, but so it goes, isn't it?
And did it put you out the game for a little while? Because you couldn't go on the
still
radio.
Doing it after. I was a bit mad. I mean, not mad. I did a little bit of a breakdown sort of thing,
right?
Just before I got the raid. So,
right.
You know, I've done a lot in my life, sort of thing. You know, music and, you know, arguments, girls. This is all in your head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All through the years, or people dying, or something. Do you know what I mean? Like family. You got all different emotions, and one day it goes so far, it does have to come to an end. I mean, like, it ain't what happened. Shock, bang, like, you know what I mean? So,
right. Because it is quite a mad life. Like that's the thing. Yeah. When I'm like,
it ain't as easy as people think.
Yeah, because that's the thing for me, Slim. Like, what fascinates me is like your creativity for being part of creating like something so pioneering. The high intensity of being willing to put yourself on the line to make people hear the music you love. Yeah. The sheer amount of people you're surrounded by. You know, it's a high intensity situation.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and then your personality is like a really laid back, humble person within a really, really loud world. Yeah. So and then all of a sudden you're getting nicked, you're having trouble, but on top of that, you're a huge DJ who's like in this massive UK youth movement.
Dubs a week, every week, you know, there's a lot of dubs a week. We could cut between like up to 10 dubs after. We could do a week. Yeah. We was having lock-ins with Freddie and stuff.
I love Fresh Plate, Freddie. Big up, Fred.
Yeah, Fred, big up, mate.
Yeah,
but I mean, you know, I was going to his house. We were just chilling out, even going to some raves or just driving around. Like it's just like a little thing. Music does bring people together, and that is a true thing.
So with like, because I run a mental health charity, and like it means a lot to me. Yeah. How people come out of that and get on like their new paths and how they overcome it. So you went through a tough stage then, like in the height when you're at the height of your thing.
It was just going on there, and then I was actually going to sidewinders in Brunel rooms, like up Bristol, and I was on the decks, like Dizzy was there, Wiley, some other people. I'm DJing, I just want to go home. In my head, I'm not even bothered. I travelled every day, and the pain in my head was so much. It was overpowering, sort of thing. Like, do you know what I mean? And you know,
you've done a lot from young though, mate. And you was a massive part of a culturally magic moment. Yeah. How did you come out of that moment and get back on the musical wheel?
All right. So basically,
because you had some time out, did you?
Yeah, I took 10 years out, to tell the truth. I mean, they put me on some medication, but I mean, when you're telling them the thing what's wrong, they think, oh, you know, I mean, they do, at first, they try some stuff out, and I was on this medication. It was like, it's not like an antidepressant. It was like an antipsychotic. So that's like, You just stare like that, do you know what I mean? And you put so much weight on, you'll just stare and you can't move. You just stay there, don't go out. Like, you know, just zombie that, basically. I mean, you just don't know what you're thinking. You're thinking of what you're thinking. Like, it's weird, but yeah. So I remember waking up in the morning, watching Takeshi's Castle and just sitting there like that and just, I wasn't bothered about no music. I had no good feelings. They went.
Right.
So it was the wrong medication what I was on. And I was having like mad panic attacks or like, but I've never took drugs or nothing, but they're like KOs sort of stuff and like, or something. You get into this mad thing and you just have to, it takes 4 or 5 days just to wind off it. And then I'll get it again the next week. It was just the hardest thing ever. And I was still trying to do stuff. Do you know what I mean? It was so hard.
Yeah, sounds traumatic, mate.
And I had kids as well. So
in
that was going on. You couldn't, so hard. Like, you know, it's like you're trying to do it, but you can't. So I was like that for 20 years nearly.
Right.
Like on these medication. And I was trying out, thinking, it's got to be same. I didn't realise it was a medication making me go like that. So I went up, I put loads of weight on, like on these, they like steroids. I went massive, do you know what I mean? And then I stopped the tablets. I've stopped them here and there loads of times. And I took them again and they just make you just, but they were the bad ones, still. But I'm on the bad, it wasn't for me really. But then I took some antidepressants. I think they work.
Right.
I ain't going to lie. Like everyone, you know, says bad stuff about them or good stuff. If you take, I'm not scared to take nothing, but I took it and they do work. Some they do work. Some, you know what I mean? So
What was the turning point that made you come back out? And
well, there was someone called Andy. Tell the truth, he used to book me like from Bristol, and I just didn't care about music. Even though I was trying to force myself, I'd go home. You just want to go and sleep, and that's it. But he sort of got me back on it, like, you know, because he used to be my promoter and he managed me as well. So he got me back on in it. And I always say this, and he got me back on it in 2014. And then, you know, I had to go to NTS, what was just in Hackney's it goes.
Yeah.
And I see it was with Flowdown, me, Logan Sama and Rico.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so we done that, like, you know, I've never touched a Pioneer deck or nothing. I've never used it. Like, I had the CDs, like, I didn't know nothing about emails getting sent to you, like, and all. It's weird. Like, I was DJing, I just wanted to go home, but, you know, I forced myself. Like, it's a hard thing, you know.
I guess after being out for 10 years, after all that you'd been doing, it was a new world.
You're still trying to find out what's wrong with you. You don't realise.
Yeah.
It's telling you, like, your mind's telling you all different stuff, like psychosomatic stuff.
Right.
So you don't know, like, what to believe. Like, you're thinking, I can feel that. I can feel that pain. Like, it's weird. Like, do you know what I mean? So you don't really know. Your mood's changing completely every like 5-10 minutes, and you think, am I mad or what? Like, you can't believe it.
Yeah, it sounds a lot.
Yeah,
mate. It sounds like, but you found the groove for the music again. I know that.
I've always had that there, but I mean, you know,
because the E3 break stuff there. There's and again parallels to the rave scene.
Yeah.
How like we're off doing like these reunion gigs and all these big things, and now you're out doing like massive reunion things in Milton Keynes. And it's just been amazing to see you. Yeah. Like the amount of sets I see out there, and like
I love radio as well. I just love it. You know what I mean? You know, and there's people who love it out there. So, you know, and that's all online sort of thing. So it's changed the pirate radio. The pirate radio ain't really there no more. It's on, but no one does listen. It's completely
different now, and it's completely...
Internet is everywhere. So you know what I mean. It's just music. There's so much music out there. It's just about controlling your like how to run the stuff what you want to do. So. You know, you've got to have to tune the label. If you're good at doing that, then you can still do it. You know what I mean?
How often are you in the studio now?
So we go studio, you know, twice a week. But I mean, I could do it over Zoom as well. So I've got people I do it with. And
I do that sometimes.
Kid. Oh yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So, you know, we could do it. Me and As If Kid do it. Me and Boylan, some other people, Sykes. Yeah. So, I mean, Garner Vader, we just do it. Like, you know, I mean, it's different because when you get this Zoom, you can see their computer there. And then they're doing it on the other side. You can see it. And they're doing
it. You know what? Sanction, who I work with, he stopped now. He won't do it. Before, he set up a way in which we could both control the volumes and the EQ and all that. And because of my nature, he'd be there and then he'd go for a toilet and I'd change all the EQs just for a laugh with him, because I'm like,
what did he say when he come in?
Oh, he's got the amp now and he won't do it that way. But you've got such a unique sound. I can, like, with your E3 breaks and what you're doing, it's a really unique sound, mate.
Oh, you know what? Because of the stuff what I learned from, you know, all the breaky stuff early days, then it went into the good. I like how cool sounded. That's how it's affected me. So that's what I like making, really. Just twisting it up like but with a new sort of sound. Yeah,
I really hear it, and what I hear in you, in all of your music, and I hear that golden era of East London jungle, hardcore, pirate radio into garage, into
so
grime,
it's all elements, really. It's all squashed in, isn't it? Really. So you know, it's mad. Like, you know, I'm just shocked to say it. Gigs. Like, how are you feeling being like out there on the road? And like some of these huge gigs you're doing. Yeah, it's good. Like now, like, I mean, I play that grime and dubstep. It's all mixed now, sort of thing. 140. So, but now it's like hybrid, or you can play grime. Like, it's all in with each other. Before it was a bit different. Like years back, even though I was still playing it, like Benga and Scream tunes and some cokey stuff, like some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, you know, some of it's half time and you could just, it's more, you know what I mean? It's just more there and it's just joined up.
Yeah.
So
do you think we're in an era as well that, like, where the younger generation and even us as elders have had to move quickly, that we can now play so many different styles? I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that we can play so much different stuff. I've seen you like videos on YouTube of you playing some huge gigs for either Rinse or Sidewinder.
Oh yeah, that was Drum Sheds mostly.
In recent times.
That was last year. That was insane.
What does that feel like, Slim, to be where you're to have had that amazing journey that you've had from like a 10, 11-year-old to being.
To tell the truth, when you've been Drum Sheds before, haven't you? Have you been there?
I've never been to Drum Sheds.
I went there late as well. I mean, it was there a year before, I think. But when you go there, you can. I mean, you know, you go up there, it's like you got to have bottle to go up there anyway. But I mean, you don't really think of that. But then, you know, the DJ before, it's the loudest monitors I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
The DJ was playing them. I was like, right. I was going to go near the deck, and it was pushing me away. Like, the music was so loud.
Yeah.
So like the frequencies or something, I was like, oh. But then I had to turn it down. It was so, you'd be deaf after that.
And how does it feel when you're like back out there and DJing and Wiley's on the mic or Rico Dan's on the mic? That must be so nostalgic.
Yeah, you know, we've all, you know, there's other MCs, there's D-Double, there's so many MCs. Like, from back then, like, it was still about now sort of thing. Just got to keep going.
Yeah, I love that.
It's just, you know, we're all here living, you know, you're only here once. So
you're only here once.
That's the thing, you know, people don't realise. So just do what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think...
And I like talking. See, when you talk to people, that's good for your mind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even if it's anyone, just by talking to someone, you can help their mind just feel better or just explain some stuff to them.
Yeah. Where can people go and hear your E3 break stuff? Because I think so many of my old school heads will absolutely
it's on
love
SoundCloud.
E3
breaks on SoundCloud. Yeah, like, you know, I've got the Slimzee recording stuff. That's all on there anyway.
Yeah.
Bandcamp, slimzee.com, Slimzee recordings.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
That's
and
all
on
there.
Instagram, Slimzee.
Yeah, DJ_Slimzee, E3 breaks. Yeah, so there's loads of stuff there. You know, I talk to a lot of producers every day, DJs. You know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So, you know, I've got just talk. Yeah, a lot. It's all around the world now, isn't it? So it ain't just like before it was in London. Like, you know, just a little bit.
And now we can make contacts with people so easily, can't we?
Yeah.
Slim, I can't believe, like, literally, I got more and more going through my head to talk about.
You can go on for hours.
We've got to have a part two.
Yeah, I mean, look, whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Sometime I love to do it anyway, and then bring some vinyls up or something, like some stuff, and yeah. Thank you very much, mate. That's all right, mate. Nice.
Absolutely love the story,
cool.
And I love like how humble and like just like unegotistical you are about the amazing stuff that you did, and I love that, and that makes it even more like endearing and fascinating.
Really, when you're not like in your head, like, you know, or had a bad time, music can actually help you. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, even by making music or just learning how to use something like Fruity Loops or anything, just it can help your mind. And do you know what I mean? Just not thinking about nothing, you know, it's actually something. So
yeah, love that, mate. Thank you, and good luck for the future, and like
cool.
Keep on being like
vibey
and visionary.
I'm gonna go back and put hardcore on, because that's what I listen to every day.
Love that.
And Madonna and all, you know, all the 80s stuff, and mad, isn't it? You know, Michael Jackson.
Big up, mate. Cool, big up.